Hey guys, so I've been away a while, but I'm back. It has been a few weeks, or months rather, but here I am. This week I'm back and I'm here to talk about Feed. This was a book recommended to me by Oliver, and rightfully so. It's become one of my favourites. So yes, Feed. It's about a zombie apocalypse. It's from the perspective of a blogger in the zombie apocalypse. Sounds a bit sad, but you see, in the apocalypse, blogging was suddenly a way to get instant and more reliable news. You can get information from every city across the globe within seconds. I like the way they set that up, and I like the way that they used the whole blogging internet thing to help protect people. That was interesting. So yeah, that's what made this book interesting at the start. That soon became quite repetitive, and I started to get a bit bored, which wasn't great. However, in hindsight, realised that was just a chance for you to get used to the characters being there. That was a huge thing I didn't realise was happening. I was getting so used to Georgia, the main character, and she had these little quirks that annoyed me a lot. She'd go on about her glasses and how she couldn't see without them, and how it hurt her eyes if she wasn't wearing them, how sometimes it hurt her eyes even if she was wearing them. Sometimes she'd have to wear contact lenses, and oh, they were a bit itchy, and it really started to bug me. However, it turns out those were just little quirks that made her a person. So Oliver tried to convince me whilst I was moaning about it. Yes, they made her a person rather than a character. Like, they made her more likeable. Not in my case, but more relatable and more like a human being, which I didn't realise was so important until must have been a chapter away from the end, when suddenly this is the point where if you haven't read the book you do switch off. So I should probably do a little summary. Really should read it. It's got all this political intrigue and betrayal and trust, and talks about like perspective on human life. It's kind of got everything. It's got strong female protagonists. It's got interesting characters that you do grow to love and hate. That's important. All of these characters come across as very human beings. Yes, definitely a book I would recommend. Read it. I'm pretty sure there are free ebooks of this out on the internet if Tumblr is anything to go by. So yeah, I had a very quick read through the tag on Tumblr for Mira. Turns out that the tag Feed isn't about the book. So yes, Mira Feed, definitely recommend it. Haven't read it, switch off now. Okay, now I can talk to everyone else. Buffy, oh gosh, when she died I thought that was the sad bit that Oliver was talking about. That wasn't the sad bit. So yeah, as I said, there were those quirks that really made me hate Georgia Mason. Like, I didn't hate her, but like, it's like, could you kind of stop going on about that? And then suddenly the point of view changed. My favourite line, oh gosh, let me what my favourite line. It wasn't a huge thing. It was she died quite early on. It was something like a live feed terminated at the end of Georgia's blog post, her last blog post. Terminated at the second that her life was terminated. I loved the way that was done. So yeah, that scene happened, and that was very sad, but what hit me was afterwards, when the point of view changed to Sean, and he didn't mention sunglasses, and he didn't mention the sun glinting off them. He didn't talk about contact lenses itching. He didn't talk about the stuff that Georgia talked about. As much as that had annoyed me, suddenly it was like, wait, she's not here anymore, is she? And every time that came up in my head, like, why hasn't she? Oh wait, it's not her, it's Sean. That hit me more than her entire death scene. I also loved the way that, well, I didn't love it, I hated it, the way that Sean carried on talking to her, and he carried on hearing the things that she would say. That was very, very heartbreaking. So yeah, I thought that Buffy's death was the sad part, and I was wrong. That was just the beginning. So yes, Feed, it broke my heart when I thought it wouldn't be able to. I thought, Georgia, yeah, she's just there, nothing could happen to her that would really hurt me. Her not being there anymore was more of a... So yeah, Feed, definitely recommend it, and I should be back next week. I may not have read an entire new book, but if I haven't, I should be able to talk about The Great Gatsby. So yes, I will see you then.